I'd like to call this meeting to order. Welcome to the ZBA Farmington. Stand for the pledge of allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I'd like to introduce the zoning board of appeals members. To my left, Tom Light, and Joni Bennett, and Kelly Cochran, Tom York. I'd like to introduce the clerk and town staff: Ron Brand, Director of Development; Dan Del Fiore, Code Officer.
He's getting it.
The ever so popular, needy, and valuable player, Sarah Nick, Clerk of the Board.
Rotown.
Exactly.
Our emergency evacuation exits are to your right, and then to the door that you came in. The meeting will be conducted according to the rules and procedures of the zoning board of appeals adopted on February 27, 2023. Assume the board members have seen the minutes, and can I get a motion and a second to approve them?
Motion to approve. I'll second.
Motion by Kelly, second by Jody. All in favor? Okay. There was a legal notice published on July 15, 2023 for tonight's tonight's meeting. Agenda ZBA 0301-23, Fowler Family Trust, and ZB 0701-23, Dory Polano. Say that right? So I'd like to open the public hearing for ZB 0301-23, Fowler Family Trust, 6176 Hunters Drive, Farmington, New York, 14425. The applicant is requesting the area variance to the provisions contained in Chapter 165, Attachment 1, Schedule 1 of the Farmington Town Code. The applicant wishes to create a third lot that would have a minimum lot width of 30 feet. Town code requires a minimum lot width of 125 feet. The proposed lot will be parts of proposed re-subdivision of the lot number R5-A with a tax ID number 29.13-1-5.100 and lot number R5-B with a tax ID number 29.13-1-5.200 of the Pheasant Crossing subdivision. These three proposed lots could be located along the west side of Pheasant Crossings and within the Pheasant Crossing subdivision tract. All lots are zoned RS-25 residential suburban. Okay, so with that said, I'd like to convey that the ZBA has received notification dated July 21st, 2023 from the Town Director of Planning and Development made on behalf of the Town Planning Board under the state's secret provisions. Town Planning Board at the meeting on Wednesday, July 19th, has reviewed parts 617.4 and 617.5 of the state environmental quality review regulation and has classified the subject of tonight's public hearing for this board as being part of an unlisted action under seeker. Two parts of an application for preliminary re-subdivision plat approval that is also subject to this board's approval of the above referenced area variance. The planning board has also determined this classification unlisted action is subject to a coordinated review under seeker with the ZBA. Planning board has also, at the meeting last Wednesday night, declared their intent to be designated the lead agency under seeker or making a determination of significance and has given notice thereof to the ZBA. The ZBA is obligated to either agree with their declaration or object thereto. The ZBA has asked to respond to this notification and the declaration of intent by Wednesday, August 2nd, 2023. Draft resolution has been prepared for the ZBA's acceptance and acting upon following the adjournment of tonight's public hearing. Draft resolution agrees with the planning board's declared intent and asks for a report and recommendation be provided on the pending area variance. Till seeker has been complied with by the designated lead agency, the ZBA may not act upon pending area variance. Therefore, this public hearing tonight be adjourned and continued to August 28th at 7 p.m. If a determination has not been made by that date and time, the ZBA will reopen the public hearing, take any additional testimony, and then adjourn and continue to September 25th at 7 p.m. Now, with this overview of the secret process, I asked the applicant's attorney, or the applicant's engineer to make the presentation, which will then be followed by staff comments, then comments from those attending in person, those attending remotely via Zoom. Following this, I'll ask for comments from the ZBA. Then the ZBA will, by adopting the above referenced resolution, adjourn the public hearing and any further discussion thereon until Monday, August 28th, 2023 at 7 p.m. during this meeting room. So with that, who's here to speak on behalf? Yeah.
I can say.
Okay, you just come forward. State your name and address.
Richard Franco, I'm with the ABC Bank at 400 Meridian County, represent Mr. Fowler. Actually, I'm gonna have you speak first and me second. Is that okay with you? Sure. Okay, let's do it like that. I'd rather fill in after you. Guess you're gonna have to let me know what you want me to speak about.
Whatever you'd like about it in regards to this public hearing.
I have no negative comments. See it as you start. I'll talk. So, the variance, as you know, and as we presented here, it does not change the character of the area. It's really the only way that the property can be used at this point. Setback, is not something that hasn't been done before. The flag lot issue is raised in the application, and it really doesn't give us any other options with the property if we can't get this done. I mean, I guess I'm here to kind of address your concerns with the application more so than, I mean, I understand you guys have read it. I don't have to educate you on it, so. And, you know, myself and Mr. Fowler are here to answer your question.
Right now, I don't have any.
Okay, I mean, that's obviously the application speaks for itself. I mean, if you want technical stuff, you can answer that, but I don't want to waste your time with just reading the application to you. So obviously, it doesn't really, like we said, this isn't a radical variance here. This is just to allow him to subdivide and use the property, and you know, otherwise we don't have anything else to do. And it doesn't harm the neighborhood. So, you know, we're certainly open to addressing any concerns that the town may have, but if there are no specific questions, then, you know, obviously we'll rely on our application.
Okay.
I have a question. I mean, I guess we don't, if we were to approve the third lot, I mean, my concern is that we would be setting ourselves up to approve further variances.
Well, I don't necessarily think that's true, because it would still have to be similarly situated fact set to say that, oh, now you have to approve every single variance of its kind. So, you know, I think under the law, you know, the town has the discretion to address each fact set individually. And here, I think it's important to note that, again, that the property is being used in compliance with the zoning. It's just a matter of the setback, which Doesn't, I don't, there's no negative effect on the area. So even if there were other applications of this kind, I guess we would submit that, it would be worth considering and not necessarily harmful to grant them either, because the variance is not substantial.
You're not talking about the setback though, you're talking about the minimum lot width.
Right, okay, yes, well, again, same argument,
Yeah.
same point, so, again, it's not gonna change the neighborhood, there's no discernible issue with it, other than obviously we respect the code, we wanna be, we wanna be in compliance. And again, he's used a lot, he's exhausted the rest of the lot, so that the situation is kind of, the only way that he can use the land.
Okay. Resolution.
Can we stick to the adopted rules of procedure that you referenced at the beginning of the meeting?
Right.
So if the applicant is done with the presentation, then it's staff, the public, and then the board.
Right. So with that said, staff comments.
Are you done?
If there's no.
I took it that you were.
Correct, yeah, I mean, again, I just, I would emphasize the same point, and as far as precedent goes, I think the standards are clear that each lot is examined individually,
So comments from the staff.
Yeah, you did a great job of giving an overview of the secret process that's involved with this unlisted action. And have prepared for you those 3 draft resolutions. You also have to sign the seeker form and send it back to the planning board. If you could, by their meeting on August 4th, to allow this application to continue in its cycle. The only other thing I want to just add is that previously there was an application before this board for an area variant, which was determined to be not proper, and was given a deadline, which they complied with, and that previous application is no longer something under consideration. We replaced it with this one in the maps, I believe. Okay.
Okay.
No, I think Ron summed it up well. Again, we are looking at seeker tonight, and giving a response back to the planning board. So that's our primary focus.
So any public comments from people? Please compose state your name and address.
At Dispenza, 6237 Pheasant Crossing, just wanted to state the record that a number of people in the neighborhood attended the planning board meeting the other night. We resubmitted all the signatures of the neighborhood that's against this project. Most everybody that lives on Pheasant Crossing is against this project. I wanted to mention that. I also will refute what the attorney is saying about creating a 30-foot lot in this neighborhood. It does affect what the neighborhood looks like. So I did want to mention that. So as far as moving this on to the planning board under secrets, that's really, again, procedural. So there wouldn't be any objection to that. Although it will have to come, if I understand it correctly, if they go through the environmental impact study, then they'll be turned it back to the zoning board. Am I correct?
They'll review to the planning board.
Right.
And then they
And you'll have to review the variance.
when we get a recommendation from the planning board.
Okay, thank you.
Do I have that right?
You got it right.
Okay. Anyone else from the public in the room? Speak on this. Yes, sir. Please state your name and address.
My name is Calvin Nichols, and I reside at 5728 Dalton Drive in the Farmbrook Homes development. I got a couple questions about the lot, which they want 30 feet. Now, I don't know if they're going to put a building on that, but as I understand, in every community, there is a 10-foot more or less causeway. That is, nothing can be built on or occupied within 10 feet of the property line, as I understand it. So a 30-foot lot, you take 10 feet away on each side, that leaves 20 feet to do a building. So I need to have that question cleared up. I don't know what the depth of the structure would be if it was constructed, but I think that the town, and correct me if I'm wrong from the code enforcement officer, it needs to be constructed 35 feet from the road.
So the application that's in front of this board makes it a flag lot, so the lot would open back up. So it would be a buildable lot at that point.
Okay,
So it's only the flag part would only be access to the lot to when it opens back up to the normal width.
okay, thank you.
Anyone else from the audience here? Now, do we have anyone on Zoom that would like to have a
Sure.
comment?
Chairman, there's nobody on Zoom tonight.
Nobody on Zoom? Okay, and then board members' comments and questions. At this point, hearing none. I will adjourn this and continue this public hearing. So next up is ZB 0701 23 Jordan Plano at 5737 Dalton Drive, Farmington, New York, 14425. The applicant is requesting an area variance to provisions contained within chapter 165, schedule 1, attachment 1, the Farmington Town Code. The applicant wishes to erect an 8-foot wide by 22-foot long deck to be attached to the front of the residence, with a proposed front setback of 28 feet. Town code requires a minimum front setback of 35 feet. Property is zoned R-7.2 planned subdivision district. Who's here to make a presentation? Please come up and say your name and address.
No. Ray Plano, 5737 Dalton Drive. And basically what I want to do, I don't think it's actually 8 foot out, it's the same width out as what I already have. But what I already have has to be replaced no matter what, because it is rotted out. And for the safety of my mother who lives with me, I need to do something. But I wanted to extend it all the way to the end of my house to make my property look better and make things better for my mother. I have gone through Farmbrook. There's a lot of places that have less frontage in front of them that have what I'm looking at. And I just want to improve my home and make it safe for my mom. She cannot go in and out of my front door anymore. It's not safe. So I need something done. And I know that's gotta be totally ripped out, and I know I can't rip it out right now.
All set?
Come on, son.
All right, thank you.
I didn't know I had to stand up. It's fine. I came prepared.
You're very fine. It tells everything you need to know. Staff comments?
Yeah, the staff has once again looked at this variance, drafted 2 resolutions, one for seeker, the other one a resolution approving with conditions. And I believe, have you seen those resolutions? You haven't seen those, so you may want to share them with her tonight.
I emailed them out on Thursday or Friday.
Thank you.
That's all I have, Mr. Chairman.
Yeah, the applicant's right on with that. She does have an existing porch. Even if she didn't have that existing porch, the porch isn't compliant by our setbacks. So you guys have seen this kind of situation multiple times. It's a definitely discussion point that we're going to take to the town board and probably work on the winter months at trying to get this corrected. So well, not corrected, but at least evaluated is the better terminology. So she's right, and she is going to make it a little bit bigger, but it's not encroaching any more than what her current porch is encroaching the setback. So as Ron said, we have 2 resolutions drafted up for this.
The other comment on the board? You, sir, do you have a comment for this?
I have a question. Basically, this is going to be a ramp and a platform for the disabled person to be able to navigate a wheelchair up to the front door.
No,
Okay, correct me.
my porch is rotted out and I need to replace what's existing and I want to extend it out to the edge of my house. I just, instead of having a garden, I just want the whole front of the.
Okay, okay, sir. So you have to direct your questions to the board. Okay, you don't, I mean, you can ask us and we can find that out for you. But do you have any other questions?
No, that was basically my question was about the structure that is planned.
All right, anything else, sir?
No, that should cover.
Okay. We have no one on Zoom, so good there. Board members' comments, questions? No. No? Okay. I think we have any other comments from the public? So I will close the public hearing for this. Applicant. We'll move on to deliberation of the decision. We're going to do the first Polano one. And can I have a motion?
I'll make a motion to waive the reading of the secret resolution, pre-resolution submitted by the town.
Second.
Second by Kelly. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. No.
I'll make a motion to waive the readings of the complete findings in this mission resolution and read the determination condition allowed.
Okay, do I have a second?
A second.
That's on, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Termination. The board, based on its review of the record on this application, finds that the benefit to the applicant does outweigh any known detriment to the community or neighborhood, and therefore requested area variance to erect deck 28 feet from the front lot line instead of the required 35-foot setback is approved. The following conditions. To match to the extent practical the exterior treatment of the existing structure. The deck addition shall not be enclosed. Any light fixture to be installed as part of the proposed deck shall comply with the town's dark sky lighting regulations contained in chapter 165 of the town code. And the building permit shall be required by the applicant prior to start of construction. Understand all of that? Okay, and I have a roll call vote.
Kelly. Aye. Jody. Aye. Todd.
Aye.
Tom White.
Aye.
Tom Hirsch.
Aye. Variance. You go, yeah, about that. The rest of it. Moving on to the next deliberation for ZB 303-23. The Fowler Trust. We have 3 resolutions in front of us. First one is the secret resolution. Like to, if I get this, waive the reading of the whole thing and just read the action.
A motion.
Second. Second. All approved?
Aye.
Okay. Town of Farmington zoning board of appeals seek a resolution agreeing to the planning board's request to be designated lead agency for the applicant of Fowler Family Trust, 6176 Hunters Drive, Farmington, New York, 14425. Seeker's response to the town planning board's declaration of intent to designate lead agency for making a determination of significance. Preliminary 3-lot re-subdivision plat approved for tax map account number 29.13-1-5.100, containing a total of 7.9 acres of land. And number 29.13-1-5.200, containing a total of 4.2 acres into 3 proposed lots. Lot R5-A, 6.437 acres, lot R5-B, 2.212 acres, and lot R5-C, 3.442 acres. All 3 proposed lots will remain as non-approved building lots requiring site plan approval for any building permit issued. So this resolution is offered by to accept it.
It was Jody and Todd already.
Oh, didn't, okay, I'm sorry. A roll call vote then.
Kelly. Aye. Todd.
Aye.
Tom Lane.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Tom York.
Aye. Resolution. So the next resolution we have. Can I get a motion to waive the reading of it except for the ash?
Motion. I will motion to waive the entire reading, just the action.
By Kelly, second. By Todd. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Okay. Town of Farmington zoning board of appeals resolution request to the town planning board for a written recommendation concerning the proposed granting of area variance to allow for the creation of a proposed 3-lot preliminary subdivision plat for the Fowler Family Trust. The action is to request to the town of Farmington planning board to provide a written recommendation concerning the requested area variance for proposed lot R5-C of the Fowler Family Trust re-subdivision. Can I get a roll call vote?
Kelly.
Aye.
Todd.
Aye.
Tom Lane.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Tom York.
Aye. Motion passed. So the next resolution we have for the Family Farm Trust, I'd like to waive the reading.
I'll motion to waive the reading of the action.
Second by. I'll second. Okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Town of Farmington zoning board of appeals resolution adjournment, continuation of the public hearing upon the proposed granting of an area variance for proposed lots R5-C to allow for the creation of a proposed 3-lot preliminary re-subdivision plat for the Fowler Family Trust. The action is adjournment and continuation of the public hearing upon the requested area variance for proposed lot R5-C of the Fowler Family re-subdivision. Again, roll call vote.
Kelly.
Aye.
Todd.
Aye.
Tom Lane.
Aye.
Jody.
Aye.
Tom York.
Aye. That resolution. Good. Other board matters? Today, I think, quiet. Public comment, there's nobody here in the public. Director of Development update.
Okay, don't forget, you have to check the box on that reply form for seeker, sign it, date it. And then sign the attachment there too. Date that as well before you go tonight. So that Sarah can get that back to the planning board for their review. As far as the town goes, we have, since you last were here, I believe, at the end of June, received at our PRC meeting in July, 3 applications. One, did I report this before? One is a solar farm that's being considered up there north of New Energy Works, south of the American Lumber Company. It would connect Commercial Drive from the south to the north, and would be well hidden by all of the industrial buildings and the woods over there. We hope that it continues. It sounds like a great application. The other one is a application to develop the land between 332 and Beaver Creek, south of KFC, all the way down to the mini storage facility. That land is owned by A&P Plumbing, and it was part of the Mercer incentive rezoning years ago. They've got a little different twist to it. If you want to see the application, I can send it to you electronically, or Sarah can, just so you have an idea what's going on. Third is a rebirth, if you will, of the water park site over there on 332. It's about 80 some acres of land. They're proposing a climate controlled self-storage building along the south side of County Road 41. They're proposing 300 plus apartment units. They're also proposing commercial buildings and a hotel along 332. And then just today, we received an amendment from DeFelice to change the commercial buildings along the east side of the southern segment of Commercial Drive, reducing the number of buildings by 1 from 6 to 5, allowing for more on-site parking, shared driveway accesses, things of that nature. So that'll be going back to the town board on August 8th for their consideration. And I'll leave all the fun stuff to Dan to talk about.
Yeah, that's the code enforcement officer's cue.
Fun stuff. Yeah, I don't know what he left me to talk about. So we still have an open clerk of the board position, which is fine.
See, I told you there's gonna be fun stuff.
No,
So,
I haven't got ice cream since that one day.
because Kelly hasn't told me to go get ice cream. That's.
I dropped the ball, I just assumed.
That's how we
I remembered she wants sprinkles.
Yeah, there you go. We also have a zoning board, not zoning, zoning officer position still available. So we're taking applications for that. So if you know anybody, send them our way. Your next meeting, you have obviously the Fowler that you just continued. And you also have a setback for a house on Shortsville Road that would like to build an addition. But by doing so, it puts their garage in their side yard, which is against code. So they're coming in front of you guys for a variance. That's about all I got. Ron took all the fun stuff.
Same people still on that 80 acres. There's gonna be the water park years ago.
No, it's owned now by Bob Morgan.
Oh, really?
Okay, covered the open board position. Something almost like squatter's rights. Once you're there that long.
No.
We're gonna bring ice cream.
Thank you.
All right, we have a meeting next month, August 28th.
Which I will not be here for. I will be in the middle of the ocean, so.
We have a Zoom link Kelly, that you could?
No, I did not buy the internet package on the cruise, so.
That wasn't any.
He knows, I was looking at him. So I will miss all of them on the 28th.
Okay, then, a motion to adjourn.
A motion to adjourn. So yes, one of them.
We're adjourned.